I was sent a cease and desist by one of my sex work peers who I was employing. Yeah, so I was paying this person on a weekly basis. Let's get into it, shall we? For the purpose of this video, I need to be a little around the bush about a lot of things. So there's probably going to be a lot of questions that you still have and it won't quite make sense, because if I give too much detail, people are going to be able to work out exactly who this person is. And the whole point of me doing this is not to reignite the drama, but just to give a little bit of warning on some of the shit that happens in this industry. I don't think they have a defamation case. I don't think it's anywhere near that. Defamation is incredibly hard to prove in a court of law, and we'll get to that in a minute, but let's start with a little bit of backstory. So this person is a sex worker. I was paying them on a weekly basis. My first 2 months with them managing my social media, I thought that they were super great. I thought that they were really on it. It was really helpful to have an extra set of hands on. I have a lot on my plate, and their coaching was going really, really well. I saw results. I thought it was fabulous. But over time, I feel like they went on a little bit of a power trip and they started to think that my social media was their business. They forgot about the fact that I am paying them, and they didn't want to hear any feedback. They didn't want to adjust things. It was their way or the highway. And I continued on because the numbers were still good and they obviously knew what they were doing. As the tension rose, I decided that I couldn't deal with it anymore, and I gave them notice that I would be leaving. Now, when I gave this notice, I was perfectly polite about it. I gave them multiple days notice, which wasn't required because it was like a leave anytime sort of thing. Like, I didn't have a contract, but I still wanted to do the right thing and give them notice. On the day that we were going to, I guess, stop working together, they actually did not complete the whole day's work, which was a bit annoying, but honestly, not the end of the world. I can pick up the pieces, I can run the ship. However, it was very apparent that this person was very angry that I was no longer going to be paying them. They had a lot of issues with me leaving them because they felt that I probably never would. The following day, I woke up and every single one of my Instagram accounts was banned, and it was banned for impersonation. If you know anything about those hackers and things that are involved in all of that side of the industry retrieving accounts, this is a type of ban that you can pay for. Okay, so you can pay money to have somebody else's Instagram account banned, and this was incredibly suspicious timing for this to happen, especially since I knew for a fact, because I'd been involved in conversations where this person admitted or other people told them off for paying for their accounts to be banned. This person very much likes to do that as a FU when anyone pisses them off. So I felt like it was them, given it's the following day and this is something that they have previously done. So I got on and did what we call a close friends Instagram story, where I let anybody else that was in the industry know about what I thought was going on. And I proceeded to post screenshots of my conversation with this person, which I do have saved on my hard drive. I confronted this person directly and I said, how could you do this? Like, what is your problem? You're acting like a child. And this person sent me a screenshot of their account being banned and instantly tried to flip it on me and say that I had paid for their account to be banned. But they were caught in a lie, because at the time we were having this conversation and they were claiming that it was me, there was a timestamp on the top of their screenshot. And let's just say, for the sake of this video, that this conversation happened at 10:30 in the morning. The screenshot said 12, okay? And we're in the same time zone, right? So they got caught in a lie there. They were trying to, I guess, backfire it on me and accuse me of doing that to them, when this was clearly an old screenshot, maybe from even months ago. We have no idea. So I post all of those screenshots and also highlight the time difference on my close friend story to notify my peers. Keep in mind that this close friend story had like 8 or 10 girls on it, some of which had no idea who this person were, other ones who I had referred to this person to also have them help. And I wanted to notify them of what was going on, because obviously I had put my neck out saying this person was great and what they're doing with my social media is working. And then they had gone and engaged this person's services as well. So I wanted to give them warning, because they are now in an unsafe position and their accounts may be hit in future. Then one of the girls who was on my close friend story, who I thought I could trust because I thought we had become friends, went directly to this person and told them what I was posting on my stories and screenshot all of them and sent them to this person. This person then proceeded to threaten me via message saying that they had some of the best lawyers in Australia, which we'll come back to that because it is quite a funny note on that part, that they would sue me for defamation for saying that I believed that they had banned my accounts. I also note here that I had somebody else telling me that yes, they also believed that this person had been involved because they had previously helped with said bannings. So I had good reason to put 2 and 2 together. So this person proceeds to send me a cease and desist, saying that if I continue to talk about the situation at all, they will sue me for defamation. Now, I don't think this person is particularly intelligent, if I may say so myself, because they chose to engage a criminal lawyer in sending me the cease and desist after they had said that they had access to the best lawyers in Australia. Defamation is not a criminal lawsuit. I have no idea what the fuck this person was thinking. But again, cease and desist was sent from a criminal lawyer. I'm completely confident that this person does not have enough evidence for a defamation case, nor did I defame them. This was a close friend story with 8 to 10 people on it. So even in their wildest dreams, they were able to sue me for defamation. Defamation is kind of weird to the best of my knowledge, and it depends on how many people would have seen said post or said thing that was defaming them and how that would impact their income. And even if I was defaming them, there was 8 to 10 people who saw it. Defamation is one of the hardest things to win in court, which this person wouldn't be able to win because there are multiple other victims that this person has had banned before. And it really wouldn't be that hard for me to reach out to this person's previous contacts, etc., especially since I do know a few of them that they have done this to previously. This person is still in the industry. They're still doing their thing. I think they've lost a lot of business, and not because of the result of me talking about this. They started to lose a lot of business because they started being disrespectful to the people that were paying for their social media help. This person absolutely took me for a ride, and what they were charging me was absolutely beyond ridiculous for the amount of work that they were actually doing for me, which was next to fucking nothing. I was paying this person over $2,000 a week for very little work. And then, even when I did the right thing and told this person that I wouldn't be needing their help anymore, they proceeded to pay $150 USD per account to have my Instagrams banned for impersonation, which is incredibly immature and ridiculous. Now, to anyone in the industry who knew who this person was because they knew that I was paying somebody to help me, they may be able to work out who this post is about. However, I'm not going to make that public knowledge because I don't want them to actually have a foot to stand on in a defamation case. I think if I come on here and I name that person, they might have a little more footing. However, still really don't think they'd fucking win. Because everything that I'm saying in this video and in those close friend stories posts, which were pretty much all just screenshots of my conversation with this person, they are all true to the best of my knowledge. All true to the best of my fucking knowledge, and with other people backing up my story. So please, for the love of the Sky Daddy, be careful who you decide to employ or seek the assistance of within this industry, because just because they are a peer does not mean that they are safe to have engaged in your business in any way. This is why I am so hesitant to employ somebody, because this is not the first time that I've employed somebody to help me with my business, and it's gone really, really bad. So please be careful out there, ladies. To any of my peers who may feel the need to message me asking me who this is about, or to clarify that it's said person, I will not be responding to any messages or anything that are asking who this is about, or even if you have this person's name and you send it to me, because I don't want them to have a foot to stand on if this proceeds. Okay, so I can't reply. I'm just going to be ignoring any of the messages about this video. If you think it's about a certain person, it probably is, especially if you knew who I was paying. I think it's really ridiculous for someone to try to act like they have the best lawyers ever and act like they are a big shot, and then engage a criminal lawyer in a civil lawsuit. Obviously has one fucking working brain cell, and to be honest, I'm not really fucking surprised.